Once you take the check, you're contracted and you have to compromise. You can't rep that stuff that you used to rep. Right? Like, look how much gold this man has.
Yeah, gold, different kind of different pendants.
Like different
triangle, square, but nowadays, like, every rapper is gonna have a cross.
Right.
That's their main pendant.
That's
or
their main
they have
pendant.
5, 10 different crosses.
Exactly.
They might have a different circle or something different every now and then, but they always make sure they have that cross.
Yeah.
Push that cross out.
Whenever you're ready to interject now. Whenever you're ready to interject now. Whenever you're ready to interject. Lord Finesse. Audio 2. Big L. Cannabis. We're talking about foundation, right? If you see all these, this was the cookie cutter to the dress up rapper was Lord Finesse and Big Daddy Kane, right? LL Cool J. Like this was the prototype.
That's for the cool guys. And you have also the kind of, I guess you'd say, peace loving guys like Tribe Called Quest and they come with the beads and you'd have that vibe too. But you really wouldn't have a lot of culture things going on. As you see right now, the same with everybody wearing the gold and everything and trying to perpetrate as I'm a G because I'm wearing gold. You knew these guys were G's, so they brought the G energy. They didn't have to wear gold. They could wear gold. They didn't have to wear gold. If they did wear gold, that was fine. If they wore beads, that was fine. If they wore pendants, was fine. If they wore nothing, was fine. What they were spitting, what they were dealing with, was on some reality. It was more street knowledge. Even Ice Cube was on. I don't really have that much respect for him anymore, but he was on the Monique show I seen the other day, and he was saying what's missing from hip hop is the conscious hip hop, but nobody's trying to put it out. So like. See, with these individuals here, when they're dropping their vibe and their whole persona, it didn't seem like it was easily bought. I could look at it and say, okay, that's a real guy. Nowadays, it's very difficult for me to look at somebody on television and in the hip hop game and say, this is a real dude. Most of these guys look like actors, and they look like they're just playing a part and people in the videos and dropping nonsense. But even if you see audio too here, Cannabis, another guy. I don't really see him as a stylist, as like, he didn't really come up with his own style, but he's a foundation guy. You see how quick he got buried. As soon as he went after LL Cool J, you don't hear nothing from him. The Beer Cannabis' last album, I think he has another one that was after that, but the album before that, he has a pyramid on it. And if you hear the styles, this guy's dropping on that album. And now, you're not hearing nothing. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, I think it's, I don't think it's another point. It's one with the pyramid on. I can't remember. I picked it up, but I can't remember the name of the album, so I don't really want to mislead anybody. But I know that he's dropping some gems. Cannabis has been dropping some gems, and they're not trying to hear. Nobody's trying to hear. You know what I mean?
So old school to new school. So there are some people in hip hop, in the origin, that realize that it's taken a turn for the worse. So we have to, as like foundation, we have to do something, right? So during this time, in that same era of 80s to 90s, there was a group, Stetsasonic, and these were the guys who brought, like how you see people with the tracksuit style today, right? And the pants matching the top type of style, athletic type of style, right? This was like the foundation of that stuff. And instead of having like a Adidas thing here, it would be MCM, Gucci, and all this type of stuff. Like this is from back then,
Travel Fox.
right? So it's not something that didn't exist before. Like it's something that existed before.
And see, even on that level there, not to the sidebar, but I remember my brother was like 10 years younger. And I remember he had his first year of Air Force One, they call him now. He was like probably like 7. And they were called uptowns back then. And we were rocking uptowns like they had the same strap with our baggy jeans, gold tee, leather jacket, shirtlings. From like I was about 17, 18 years old. So we're talking like years, early 90s, you know what I'm saying? Like early 90s, this was going on. And now all of a sudden it seems like it's some brand, something that are rocking it, but it's not brand. It's just a little bit of a twist on it now with tightness, you know.
Right. So when you talk about things like gold teeth and stuff like that, right? Like they're gonna show off, what's that mean? The Euro, the gold teeth thing.
Oh,
Paul Wall. They're gonna show Paul Wall like showing grills all the time. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like I got the grills. When the grills are in shit. The grills are in shit.
Now, the thing about the girls, man, I'm paying like saying $100 grand for girls. I remember buying my pair I had like 6 bottoms and some tops. I paid like $250, $300. And they look nuts. And I'm talking, I'm like 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? These guys are paying $100 grand everyone on for jewelry in their mouth. To me, it's nonsense. I don't even believe it. I don't even believe it. And then you have these guys, for instance, Paul Wall. He had another Asian guy. I can't remember his name, but he's some jeweler, and they were bigging up all the time.
Oh yeah, that was the guy. Yeah,
He's in all the videos showing his amazing dude. Yeah, who's getting money? So everybody's going to these guys and paying crazy ridiculous prices to get gold teeth, trying to touch some girls that the girls don't really like getting. It's interesting.
And just a note, Fu Quan, leaving the knife to his eye, was in the group Sonic. So a lot of the old school foundation MCs who really understood the foundation decided to collaborate and stuff like that, right? Because I can't really do it just coming out by myself because I'm lacking this element that you have. So let's put it together and come out as a group. And get somebody else involved and come out as a bigger group, right? And this is where it started leading into this collaboration idea, right? So Fuquan says about grave diggers, the group's name means digging graves of the mentally dead, and it stood for resurrecting the mentally dead from their state of unawareness and ignorance. Right? That's not something that you're gonna hear come out of like Drake's mouth, or Lil Wayne's mouth, or whoever they would show you is the rapper right now. Small. Right? Because they took a check. And they have a certain agenda that they're about pushing. And we could think that, yeah, they got a nice flow, we hope that they cross over. It ain't happening. Those guys took checks already. Right?
But they took more of a contract,
Yeah, well,
that gives them the
they have to
check.
sign to get the check. And they have to sign the cash out.
Great.
You know what I mean? So regardless.
And they have to abide by certain terms and such, I would
Right,
imagine. Sellouts.
and the terms are, you have to keep the people in their state of unawareness and ignorance through your music.
And it's the complete opposite of what we're trying to do, what the hip hop was trying to do. Because that's when it was originated. You couldn't even come out as a crap MC. You couldn't even come out rapping with nonsense. If you did, you'd be ostracized and out of the media. That was part of the game. You had no lyrics, you run house music. It was something serious about the lyrical content, even if you were clever and just said like clever little limericks that make people laugh, you still had to be something that was had some form of substance. These days people are just talking rat hat, moon, just boom, boom.
Just to add to that, there is usually a message behind a lot of the old school rappers, even like Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane. They always had a message. Yeah, these days, like on BET, there's no message.
There is a message. The message is sellout, and be a shield, and you'll get where you need to go. That's the message, right? So, but you see, even the individuals that are pushing that message heavy have a lot of the masses do. Because then you have shows like, for example, American Idol and all these other moronic shows that they have a panel. You see, I watch these shows, and people will say, what do you watch these shows for? But I get a sense of what the society is perceiving. Because you see, like, when Simon and you have a bunch of other experts on the panel, when they all co-sign and say, that's good. If you say that that's crap, you ostracize yourself. Because generally, the general public, they're going to follow whatever the expert says. So now when you come down and say something adverse to what the expert says, then you're kind of ousting yourself. So you don't want to do that. So now everybody thinks the only kind of hip-hop that's going to sell is the booty shaking and whatever. However, you'll still have Outkast get the Grammy, and certain individuals with message get the Grammy. And then they're going to say, yeah, these are the positive rappers, and say, yeah, we should try to do this, but they're not pushing nothing. The one they're going to push is Drake. And then, or even the harmless ones. Like, I know people are going to get offended, but to me, that the Canaanland guy, I don't think he's had a negative message, but I know it's a harmless message. I know it's not a revolutionary message. I know he's harmless. And that's the reason why he's getting pushed, because he's harmless. That song, When I Get Older, Can I Be Really Stronger? Like, if you're going to attribute that to Haiti, that's to me an insult. Because Haiti's way older than America. Haiti's a very, very old place. So, like, what do you mean when you get older, you'll get stronger? For example, that's something like, okay, we're a baby and we pray to get to heaven, and let me turn my other cheek and turn around and turn my cheeks, and don't worry, I'll get stronger later on. And so it's like, you see, that's the type of thing that's being pushed, and then this pseudo-consciousness, you know what I mean, or the inverted quotation thing, but it's not really anything that's going to motivate the masses to do anything to change it. Like, for example, like Public Enemy, like X-Clan, even they came out with a song called, X-Clan came out with a song, Distant Third Base, because they seen what was happening. You see, I don't know if you guys remember, but it seems like we're probably in the same age range around, but there was a group called Third Base, that was in the 80s, like 80s and 90s, and they were a white group that came out, and they started getting a lot of attention. And so X-Clan came out one time and started dissing them, because they realized that the face was trying to paint them again, just like Elvis, and just like, they realized what's going on. If you even look at, well, we're kind of sidebarring